In January 1958, in Robeson County, North Carolina, a Lumbee Indian woman, a woman like me, staggered out of her front door to find a cross in her yard. It was a burning cross. 15 miles away the same night, a Lumbee Indian family, mother, father, children, a family like mine, opened their front door to find a burning cross in their yard. They were victims of the same crime. The criminals were obvious. They wore white hoods and white robes. They left burning crosses everywhere they went. Whenever the Ku Klux Klan wanted to rally their troops, they burned a cross. This time, the battle was against integration, what they called race mixing. The Lumbee woman had started dating a white man, and the family had moved into a white neighborhood. Neither the boyfriend or the neighbors seemed to mind, but the Ku Klux Klan did. Lumbees, allegedly, are the descendants of race mixing. Our ancestors supposedly rescued those poor lost English colonists on the coast of North Carolina by marrying them, by having babies with them, by adopting them. And if you believe that story, or the story about Pocahontas, then you know that there would be no English in America without race mixing. But by 1958, when African Americans began fighting for their basic rights, then suddenly race mixing was a problem for the Klan. Now you might think of this as a black and white story, right? Even the photographs are in black and white. But we, the Lumbees, are still here to tell this story because we were never removed from our land. Unlike other southeastern native nations, the Cherokees or the Chickasaws or others, the Lumbees had the opportunity to stay on our land. Our ancestors fought and died in epidemics, in slavery, in warfare, fighting in every war for the United States to maintain our right to stay on our land. We died for that. And so in 1958, when the Klan leader, a man named Catfish Cole, decided to burn crosses on our family's lawns or hold a rally in Robeson County, our people said no. Now, Catfish Cole had this idea that he was going to use that rally to put us in our place, to end race mixing. But the state of North Carolina had been trying to put us in our place for a long time at that point. They had 3 separate school systems, black, white, and Indian. There were even 3 seating sections in the movie theater. Whites sat in the bottom, and blacks and Indians sat in the balcony, but they were divided by chicken wire into 2 different sections. The Ku Klux Klan underestimated the pride that we possessed in our territory and our power that we possessed to maintain our safety. So when Catfish Cole announced a rally for January 28, 1958, and a cross burning, Lumbee men began talking and they began planning. They said, let's not let them come here. So Catfish Cole couldn't find a place to hold the rally in Lumbee territory. He had to hold the rally outside in a town called Maxton. Lumbee men said, let's not let them come here. Let's meet them in Maxton. So that night, 50 Klansmen drove into a quiet spot with their wives and children, mothers, fathers, children, expecting a family outing to a happy cross burning. What they found was 500 Lumbee men and women ready to meet them. Their leader, Catfish Cole, set up a portable generator, a microphone, a speaker, and a light bulb. Undoubtedly, outside that light bulb, he knew that he was outnumbered, and his followers knew it too. Those Lumbee men that showed up, they were World War II veterans. They had spent years fighting, using their weapons to defend their country, and they brought their weapons that night just in case they needed to use them. When Catfish Cole switched on his light bulb, a Lumbee man named Sanford Locklear stepped up to him and asked him what he was doing. Catfish Cole said, "We come to talk to these people tonight." And Mr. Sanford said, "Well, you ain't going to talk to them tonight." "Yes, I am." "No, you ain't." They had these words. Mr. Sanford pushed Catfish Cole down, threw his rifle at him, and told him not to move. And he said, "Well, if you do move, I'll kill you." At that moment, Mr. Neil Lowery used his rifle to shoot out the light bulb right next to Catfish Cole's head. At that moment, the Lumbee crowd erupted in a roar, and bullets began flying in all directions. Moments later, the shooting stopped, but the Klan grabbed their guns, jumped in their cars, and drove in all directions. Their retreat was total chaos. Catfish Cole ran into the swamps and didn't come out for 2 days. This story has a kind of miraculous ending. Miraculously, no one was injured or killed that night. Even the North Carolina governor looked at the incident and said, "The responsibility lies with the irresponsible and misguided men who call themselves leaders of the Ku Klux Klan." The Washington Post, on the other hand, believed that the Klan's First Amendment rights outweighed the Lumbees' rights to defend themselves in their own territory. Now, after being denied those constitutional rights for decades by that point, the Lumbees weren't too anxious about protecting the Klan's rights. That was for the courts to decide. The only men arrested that night were Catfish Cole and another Klan leader. Sanford Locklear, Neil Lowery, no one else suffered punishment. The courts decided that they had suffered enough. They convicted Catfish Cole for inciting a riot and sent him to prison. We tell this story over and over again. The Klan has never held another rally in Robeson County. This is a story of our triumph. It's a story of our pride in who we are. It's a story of our power to change American history. And the Lumbee people have a national anthem that tells us how to do it. Yes, I'm proud to be a Lumbee Indian. Yes, I am. When I grow up into this world, I'm gonna be just what I am. My mother and father are proud of me. They want me to be free, free to be anything I wanna be. Yes, I'm proud to be a Lumbee Indian. Yes, I am.